Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. You may quote, Sri Ramakrishna is telling, you may quote thousands of arguments from Vedanta philosophy to a true lover of God and try to explain the world as a dream, but you cannot shake his devotion to God. According to footnote is there, according to the dualistic Vedanta, the personal God is as illusory as the relative universe, but to Bhakta, a devotee, he is real. But you cannot shake the devotion to the God. In spite of all your efforts, he will come back to his devotion. A man born with an element of Shiva becomes a jnani. His mind is always inclined to the feeling that world is unreal and Brahman alone is real. But when a man is born with an element of Vishnu, he develops ecstatic love of God. That love can never be destroyed. It may wane a little now and then when he indulges in philosophical reasoning, but it ultimately returns to him, increased 1,000-fold. Shiva element represents the jnana and Vishnu element represents the bhakta. Now, when we come to this Shivamsha and Vishnu Amsha, what happens is just to look at the formation of the Jiva, how Jiva gets formed in the Absolute. The Upanishads say, Vispulinga iva, a red hot iron is hit, it's red hot. With a hammer you hit, the sparks that come out, how the sparks emerge. And they are called Vispulinga. Like that, in the ocean of Sachidananda, Ananda Sagara, it is bliss and bliss alone. Because of the excessive joy, just like a man starts laughing or dancing because of joy. And you see how that it expresses as laughter. Like that, this excessive bliss in the absolute existence spreads like spark. The Chaitanya itself becomes small spark-like. It's very difficult to understand because there is no time and space in that absolute existence. Just an imagination alone you can do with taking space into consideration. Something is sprinkling, but there is no time and space in the absolute. There it happens. And you can imagine just like an ocean of water, vast ocean, limitless ocean. There is no end. One ocean. Water and water alone, as you go. Millions and millions of light years if you go also. No end. And water alone. Now, a droplet of water becomes ice. Now, this ice doesn't have anything else other than water. It is water and water alone. A state has changed. This ice droplet, the water droplet which has become ice, is not different from the ocean or not different from the water. But it is distinct from the water. It is this distinction, it has a distinction without difference. If this droplet thinks, oh, I am ice, but what? I am water only, immediately it dissolves and goes. Suppose it accepts, it thinks, oh, how did I become such a minute thing? How did I become alpa? If it thinks, then it immediately enters into the relative existence. In Prakriti, it becomes a part of the Prakriti. Because it's conscious. It's consciousness alone. Spark of consciousness. In Bhagavad Gita, 15th chapter, Sri Krishna says, Mamaivamsho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatanaha. That Mamaivamsha, my particle as if, is the jiva. It immediately enters into the relative, time and space. It enters realm of. Now this, while accepting the jivatva or accepting the smallness, vibhu and alpa, all vast, limitless vastness is called vibhu. Small particle is called alpa. Now this alpa, the small particle of this one, when it asks, how did I become alpa? How did I become a small creature? If it's when thinking, where is it looking? With respect to what it is telling, it is looking into itself and telling, I have become small, or it is comparing with the vast and telling, I have become small. Is its mind, is its consciousness, is externalized or internalized? It is looking at itself and says, I become small, then it is pointing to itself. It is not looking outside. If it is looking outside and how did I become small? Then it is looking outside. Looking outside is Vishnu. Looking inside is Shiva. Shiva Sthiti is when you are enjoying your own self, Atma Krida, Atma Rati. You are enjoying. You are unaware of the external world or everything. You are within yourself. This is Shiva, Shivamsha, Shiva Sthiti. And Vishnu has to manage the whole universe. Shiva leans over the universe and looks at the absolute existence and enjoys it. Vishnu has to manage. Now, Vishnu has to look into every bit of the universe. His externalized mind, externalized of senses. So, if the jiva is looking out and saying, I have become alpa, then it's called Vishnu Amsha. And if it is looking within and saying, oh, I have become small, I have become a puny thing, then Shivamsha. Through inward journey, through inward vision itself, it finds out last. It finds out itself. Oh, I am infinite ocean. So, through jnana, he attains through self-knowledge, jnana, self-knowledge, he attains that I am infinite, eternal, unchanging reality. I was falsely identifying with this bodily existence. And if it is outward, he acquires devotion, vast existence. Loving everyone, heart is expanding, mind is expanding, consciousness is expanding. Everything is expanding when he looks out to as he grows, he becomes the microcosm merges in the macrocosm. Now this is Vishnu Amsha and Shiva Amsha. If he is standing on the threshold and looking at the both and I have become alpa, then it's called Devi Amsha. He has jnana and bhakti combined in beautiful blend. Jnana and bhakti. he moves along the path of jnana and bhakti together. Sri Ramakrishna used to have Divine Mother as his Ishta Devata. He progressed in bhakti also, at the same time jnana also. He showed to the people, holding on to the Divine Mother, you acquire both. Nothing you'll be feeling short. And reaching the ultimate also. So these three aspects, Devi Amsha, Vishnu Amsha and Shiva Amsha. Devi Amsha is common to all aspects of nature. All powers appear in that particular list. Now, these three, they were paths, and the moment it enters into the Prakriti, Mamaivamsho Jivaloke Jivabhuta Sanatana, it accepts the smallness, alpatva. It accepts, I become a puny. Accept immediately, it finds itself in the realm of time and space, bound universe. What happens? It's conscious. The conscious, whatever type of consciousness is there, there will be three powers with it. Three power Shakti. Chaitanya moves always with Shakti. Whether it is absolute or it is manifested or individual, cosmic, whatever it is Chaitanya, there are three Shaktis. It's a spark yet. It is not bound by karma or anything. It has appeared because of its own acceptance as Jiva. Now this has three powers: Ichcha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti. The moment, just like a person has fallen into water, whatever he finds, he will catch to save himself. A piece of wood, he wants something to catch. A person fell from the cliff into the water, and in the hand was a fistful of grass. While falling, he could not catch anything. The grass was there. He has caught it, thinking he'll be able to pull his body out. But that grass alone was there. Like that, when the jiva comes into Prakriti, Ichcha Shakti, it wants to go back to its original state. I want to become again like. Ichcha Shakti is expecting it to become the Ananda Sagara again. Ichcha Shakti. Kriya Shakti, it is first thing, nearest thing after the Chaitanya is Jnanendriya and Buddhi Manas. Subtlemost, the last layer, intellect, body legs. Before, first thing closest is Jnana. What? Cognition, power of cognition. Cognition, understanding is associated with Buddhi and Jnanendriyas. Manifestation also, Buddhi and Jnanendriya. Sattva, Raja, Tama. From Sattva comes the cognition. So, Jnanendriya and Buddhi. First thing Jnanendriyas and Buddhi, it catches. Mind is a part of Buddhi. Manashashtani indriyani prakriti sthani karshati. Mamaivamsho jivaloke jiva bhuta sanatana. It is sanatana. But it immediately becomes, first thing, just like a man is falling into water, he catches whatever is possible. Here, as soon as he appears, he catches the nearest thing for him is Buddhi, and from nature, Prakriti, Buddhi and senses. And you know what this, if you catch the senses, what will happen? Senses are all paranchikhani vyatrinat swayambhu tasmat param pashyati nantaratma. So senses, God has made senses outward, and so it looks outward. Paranchikhani, it looks outward. Never it sees within. So when he sees outside, the moment he starts seeing outside, objects, he sees. Pancha Jnanendriya is there and Buddhi Manas is there. It is now immediately, it starts catching. Oh, it is there. Karmendriyas project forth. Because in Kriya, Vicha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti. Jnana Shakti is external Jnana. Icha Shakti is I want to become again that ocean, Ananda Sagara. Jnana Shakti is telling outside objects it is showing. And Kriya Shakti, immediately it wants to pounce and it projects, it catches hold of the Karmendriyas and energy, prana, and immediately whatever it sees, these things will immediately project a physical body. Buddhi, Jnanendriya, Karmendriya, and Shakti, that is pranas. These will immediately project a body. Just like in dream, you project a dream body, here you project a physical body. And immediately you see the object of enjoyment is there. Immediate first thing you put on the, just like a newborn baby puts anything in its mouth. It has started crawling. Even cloth, before crawling also, it has not turned even. Whatever comes in the hand, it puts in the mouth, you see. Like that, it immediately, first thing he starts. The moment he catches any object of this world to enjoy or to sustain, even food, karma has begun. Action. The karma has reaction. So it continues, that karmic cycle goes on and on. So comes the Jiva. This is the Shivamsha and Vishnu Amsha and Devi Amsha. The man born with the element of Shiva, Shivamsha, becomes a jnani. His mind is always inclined to the feeling that the world is unreal because his sight is inside, unreal, and Brahman alone is real. But when a man is born with the element of Vishnu, he develops ecstatic love of God because his vision is outward. That love can never be destroyed because it's a manifestation. Love is manifestation of self, Atman, as if Atman is flowing out through the heart as love. It may wane a little now and then when it indulges in philosophical reasoning. The love of God may deter a little, but it ultimately returns to him increased 1,000-fold. After the devotees had left the master, Mahimacharan brought Hazra to the room. Yam was present. Mahima said to Ramakrishna, "Sir, I have a complaint against you. Why have you asked Hazra to go home? He has no desire to return to his family." Master, his mother has told Ramlal how much she is suffering on account of his being away from home. So I have asked Hazra to go home at least for 3 days to see her. Can anyone succeed in spiritual discipline if he causes suffering to his mother? While visiting Vrindavan, I had almost made up my mind to live there. When I remembered my mother, I said to myself, "Oh, my mother will weep if I am away from her." So I returned here with Mathur Babu. Besides, why should a jnani like Hazra be afraid of going back to the world? The necessity of mother and the grade into which the mother is attached. She has given the highest pedestal in the world, mother, because when we are born, before birth, I am inseparable part of mother's bodily existence. And the whole body is growing as a part of mother. Her blood is flowing in the baby's development. How the umbilical cord links to mother and takes the blood and grows like any part of her body. So we grow. And when she experiences that absolute oneness, inseparability from the child, when the child is in womb, and when it comes out, the tendency to claim it as mine, I, as if she herself is there in it, that clearly she experiences. She doesn't want to part from that child, though in sleep she totally forgets it. There is no relationship between mother and child when mother sleeps off or child sleeps off. It is not belonging to me. Nature shows that it doesn't belong to you and separates you totally from the objective world as well as from the child. Again, while waking up, again identify with body and say, this child is mine. And see myself in it. Nobody else will see myself in a child except its mother. Because the child was an inseparable part in the heart of in the womb of the mother. Now it is a part of the heart of the mother when it comes out. This identity. Now, will she not weep when the child renounces and goes, or child goes somewhere? But Sri Ramakrishna is telling, if your mother is weeping there, what discipline can you do here? This applies because he is continuing to be a householder with duties and simply lying here. He has not taken up the spiritual life to leave the family and continue. If he takes up the sannyasa path, if he gives up all things of the world, all enjoyments of the world, then he has every right to leave the mother and live alone. Just pray for her. Go once in a way, bow down and come. But he is a householder, continuing to be a householder, escaping from the house and living here. This Sri Ramakrishna objects because he is continuing the relationship. Master, while visiting Vrindavan, I had almost made up my mind to live there. When I remembered my mother, I said to myself, my mother will weep there if I stay away from her, because she doesn't have anybody else now. Total dependence on this one child who is the Lord of the universe. I here with Mathur Babu, now you see, she is mother of an incarnation of God. You can imagine the difference. Why should a jnani like Hazra be afraid of going back home? Because he claims himself to be a jnani. Mahima with a smile. Sir, that would be pertinent question if Hazra were a jnani. He pretends to be jnani, but not a jnani, that is the meaning. Master smiling. Oh, Hazra has attained everything. He has just a little attachment to the world because of his children and a small debt. As people say, my aunt is now in perfect health, only she is little ill. Mahima. Where, sir, is Hazra's knowledge? Now you see, a kind of humor. Sri Ramakrishna is keeping the spirit, because serious matters need now and then a little watering of the humorous things and joyful moods, so that what is given as a spiritual wealth is got absorbed and mind becomes light and clear to understand. Master smiling, oh, you don't know. Everybody says Hazra is quite a man. Everybody knows that he lives in Dakshineshwar temple garden. People talk of nothing but Hazra. Who would bother to mention my name? All laugh. Hazra, you, sir, are incomparable. You have no peer in the world. Therefore, nobody understands you. Hazra is telling to Sri Ramakrishna, Master, there you are. To be sure, no one can have dealings with the incomparable. So, why should people mention my name at all? Nirguna Nirakara. Mahima. What does he know, sir? He will do your bidding. Master. That is not so. You had better ask about him about it. He said to me, you and I are on even terms. Mahima, he argues a great deal. Master, now and then he teaches me a lesson, all love. Sometimes I scold him when he argues too much. Later, when I am lying in the bed, inside the mosquito curtain, I feel unhappy at the idea of having offended him. So I leave the bed, go to Hazra and salute him. Then I feel peace of mind. Hazra, why do you address the pure Atman as Ishvara? The pure Atman is inactive and is the witness of the three states. When I think of the acts of creation, preservation and destruction, then I call the pure Atman Ishvara. What is the pure Atman like? It's like magnet lying at a great distance from a needle. The needle moves, but the magnet lies motionless, inactive. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.